welcome back to Story Time. It is the month of December and we will be seeing the last solar eclipse of the year 2021. In the first week of December is also celebrated the famous dance festival at Konark, Odisha. In the first week, dancers, musicians, artists from all over the country come here and showcase their talent in an open air auditorium with the backdrop of the famous Sun Temple at Konark. So let us hear the story of the Konark Sun Temple today. The sun is worshipped not only because it is that ball of fire that gives light and thus nourishment for all the life on earth, but it is also worshipped as a representation of the supreme reality or Brahman, that one God which manifests in various forms. And what better way to worship than Surya Bhagwan, because he is that one witness of everything that goes on in this world. He is also known as Pranadatta because he is the life giver, and thus it was that a great and magnificent temple was built at Konark. It is said that Krishna and Jambavati's son by the name of Shamba had once done a severe penance in this very spot, at the place where the Chandrabhaga river merges into the oceans of the Bay of Bengal. And in this spot, after worshipping to the Lord Surya Bhagwan for 12 years, the Lord was pleased and appeared before him and cured him of a physical ailment which he had got as a curse. Now, Shamba was so happy that he decided that he would build a temple in honor of Surya Bhagwan. And when he dipped into the waters of the ocean, he found a beautiful symbolic representation of the Lord, which was carved by none other than Vishwakarma, the celestial architect. And so it was that a temple was built at Konark. And many years later, in the 13th century, a temple would once again be built. History would repeat itself at this very spot. There was a king belonging to the Ganga dynasty whose name was Narasimha Deva I. He was a very brave and capable ruler, and he too was an ardent devotee of Surya Bhagwan. After becoming victorious in many battles and after being blessed by a son whom he named as Bhanudeva in honor of the very same Surya Bhagwan, he decided that he would construct a temple where the main deity would be the Lord Surya Narayana himself. And so he decided, he called his chief minister Sibhai Santra and gave him the orders. He also decided that the spot would be at the point where the land would meet the sea. It is known as Konark. Kona means corner. Arka means the Lord's Son himself. And at this spot, the temple would be built. Now for this, great skilled architects and craftsmen were needed. And so the minister Sibhai Santra went out in search. He met the ideal architect who was Bishu Maharana. Now, Bishu Maharana lived in a remote village of Odisha, and so on receiving the orders from the minister of the king, he had to leave his village and his pregnant wife behind. His child was due to be born very soon, but how could he refuse the orders of the king? So he bid a fond farewell to his wife and went to begin this monumentous task. And after working with 1200 craftsmen called from far and wide and toiling day and night, slowly the temple began to take shape. Meanwhile, back at home, his son had been born. And this son, as he grew up, kept asking his mother, "Where is my father? Why can I never see him?" And all that he came to know that his father had gone to build a huge temple on behalf of the king. And knowing that his father was a great architect, even the little boy whose name was Dharmabada began looking at all the palm leaf manuscripts on architecture that his father had left behind. And soon as the child grew, he began to understand the intricacies of building monuments. Now, when he turned 12, he finally told his mother that I cannot wait any longer. I shall go to Konark and find out and meet my father. And his mother agreed. So now we know that 12 years had passed. The temple was almost nearing completion, and this was the moment when Dharmapada reached there. It was a very emotional and happy meeting for the father and the son. The son was so excited, and the father even more so. The father wanted to give his son a tour of this majestic temple complex that he and his fellow craftsmen had built. This temple was built in the form of a huge chariot which the sun god would be riding, driven by 7 golden horses. It was exactly how the sun god is portrayed to be flying across the skies. Flanked by the goddesses Usha and Pratyusha and ridden by the 7 horses, the charioteer being Aruna, the sun god majestically throws light on the entire universe. And this is exactly what little Dharmapada saw that his father and his fellow craftsmen had accomplished. As little Dharmapada got an extended tour of the temple complex, he saw that everything was on a gigantic scale. There were also images of the other deities like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Devi, and also multiple carvings on the walls and the roof of all the animals and beasts of that time. There were also representations of the different stages that a man goes through in life. As the curious boy kept looking here and there, he could not contain his excitement. But then suddenly he noticed that his father and the other craftsmen seemed to be a little worried. And he came to know that the final and the last part of the task was yet remaining. They had to fix a stone on the crown of the idol, which was on the top of a huge tower, and they had to do it before a certain date. Otherwise, the king would behead all of them. And despite all the calculations that they did, this stone would not remain in place. This was because the temple of Konark was constructed with a lot of magnets kept between every 2 stones. There were iron plates between every 2 stones, and this caused them to act like powerful magnets. In fact, the idol itself would be suspended in air because of the action of the force of magnets. And how would this stone be then placed on the crown? Now, little Dharmapada offered to help. Everybody was stunned. What could a mere boy do? But little Dharmapada had been studying all the basic tenets of architecture on his own. He was a self-taught architect. And then when he began his calculations, he hit upon the right formula. And so, miraculously, as everyone watched, they found that these calculations actually worked and the stone stood in place. They were all jubilant, but only for a short while, because they realized that when the king would come to know that a mere boy of 12 years old could do what all these 1200 craftsmen couldn't, definitely they would be punished. They might have even lost their lives. And so again they felt dejected. They were depressed and began wondering what would be their fate. This little boy Dharmapada, however, realized that he would have to make a sacrifice. And so he ran to the top of the tower and jumped into the waters of the ocean. He gave up his life so that he would not take away from the great success and the victory of these hard-working craftsmen who had toiled for 12 years, leaving behind their families, leaving their homes, giving up even sleep just to complete the task that the king had set for them. This is the truth behind the success and the beauty of the grand temple at Konark. It stood in all its splendor for many centuries until invaders and the onslaught of time soon began to leave its mark. However, even today, whatever is left of it is still a sight to behold. When we look at the Konark temple or hear its story, let us offer our prostrations to the great Sun Lord. He is indeed the Pusha, or the one who offers portion or nourishment to every single living being on earth. And it is our duty to offer gratitude and thankfulness in return. He is also Vishwaveda, the one who knows everything that goes on, for he is the eye that beholds every little thing that goes on in this universe. Just like the Konark temple was built so that the first ray of light would fall and reflect from the idol within the temple. Whenever we look at the sun in the morning or during the day, let us not look at it just like a ball of fire, but seek out the divinity in that. I hope you liked today's story, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the story with your family and friends. And I will be back with another story next Thursday. Until we meet again, Hari Om.